Hi guys, in part one, hello again, we did this part of the parse tree. We did a full parse tree of I cannot tell a lie. A couple of notes that I didn't really go over in the first part of the video. You notice I treated I, even though it's a pronoun, as a noun. Why is that? Well, a pronoun, as you know, stands in for a noun. We, I, us, him, his. I want you to treat, if it acts like a noun, treat it like a noun. In this case, I acted like a noun, and it would have looked the same in this parse tree if I put I, or if I put Sally cannot tell a lie, or if I said George could not tell a lie, or bird could not tell a lie. I don't know. Notice I didn't add a determiner there like the bird, because then it would change. But okay, so enough of that, and notice, let's see, was there another note? Oh, I did split cannot into two words. Well, you may have seen cannot be written as one word, and sometimes as two words as well, depending on the context. But I split it into two because it does act as two words here, not acting as an adverb, and can acting as that auxiliary verb. And you would split those into those two parts, even if they're not written in that way. You would do the same actually for clitics, for abbreviated words with the apostrophe, like can't or don't. You would split those in the parse tree too, because don't actually acts as two words. It has two different functions, so we would split that up here. Okay, so enough of that. Enough of this stuff. As I said, what's throwing some people off is the prepositional phrases. So I want to show you how a prepositional phrase might attach. So we've got I cannot tell a lie. Let's add one there. Forgive my irreverence here, George. What if I say the common tag on that I always put on the end of fortune cookies? In bed. I'll put the period there. It doesn't really line up, but in fact it's better that it's a little bit lower. In fact, let me put it a little bit lower and you'll see, because this phrase, I can't even do that. This phrase will be subordinate to the N bar here. So I go to my brushes. Love Microsoft Paint. Okay, so as you know, we're working again. If this sentence, were written like this originally, I would start here originally, and you'll see why it gets a bit messy up here. I'm going to try to leave as much room as I can, because guess what my target is? This N bar. That's what this prepositional phrase will join to. So if I had started up here, I would get all the way down here to bed and just be completely, I'd have to start over. So I'm gonna be really even tinier than this. Let's be even tinier than this. And actually I'm gonna erase this too, and you'll see why. So what's the head of this phrase? This phrase, that's a noun phrase. And I'm not talking about the head of this phrase, in bed. Nope. I'm talking about just the head of bed. Because you know that you only need one word to make a phrase. And this is your noun phrase. Why didn't I put in as a determiner? Well, because it's not a determiner. It's not also, it can't be any sort of specifier. No, it doesn't act as any sort of specifier. It's not an adverb. It's not a degree word. It's not a determiner. I think that's all the ones that were listed in your book as specifiers. There might have been a couple more. But no, it's something else. It's a preposition. It forms its own phrase, like noun phrases. So, notice how I made it real small. This actually forms P1 because I'm looking, because it's a, oh, what is this? It's a compliment, it's the complement. There's your preposition. What's the head of a prepositional phrase? The preposition. It's the awkwardest thing ever. There we go. Ah! That's wrong. I did that a little too early. What I really need to do is form the prepositional phrase. Why? So you gotta finish the phrase before you join it to another. Okay. So I know it's not very elegant looking, but you can see how the prepositional phrase then becomes subordinate to and, part of the noun phrase, because then what does this in bed become? It becomes the complement to lie. Lie, as you know, is the head of this phrase, this noun phrase. So where does the complement get attached? Well, always at the bar level. Okay, just like we did here. Yeah, the complement gets attached to the bar level. That's why we have these two levels, so that we can attach the supplement at the phrasal level and then the complement at the bar level. And you can see also the relationship between a, lie, in bed. If we treated a as the head of this phrase, you can see how that doesn't make much sense. I mean, it's not an a something. It's a is not the controlling idea here. The controlling idea, right? A, lie, where in bed, and this in bed phrase is subordinate to him telling a lie. It's the where did he tell a lie? Oh, in bed. So, you can see how important this hierarchical structure is actually to show, the relative importance. I mean, this might stick out to us, in semantically, which we'll talk about in the semantics section, that this seems rather important to the detail. I cannot tell a lie in bed. Like, whoa, in bed? What are you talking about, George? But in terms of syntax, it is subordinate to lie. So I hope this helped at all. If I were to clean it up a bit, I mean, I could make this neater so that you can see that it would look nicer. Now on a test, of course, I might, give you some. You're welcome to ask for some scrap paper on a test. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. You can be as neat as you wish. If you're as sloppy as me, maybe you want to redo some sections before you hand them in. You see, maybe that looks a teensy bit better. Does it? Oh, well, I guess it's relative. I'm not an artist. But good luck again with your parse trees. Practice makes perfect here. And one thing I suggested to a student that I want to suggest to you all is to look at those diagrams in the back of your study guide. And if you're running out of study questions, try to mimic the questions that you have in your study guide. Create sentences that are just like the sentences in your book, the practice ones, and then you can always check the answers. So for instance, for this, I cannot tell a lie, you might, replace it with Sally will never eat the bread over Dallas. I don't know. It's a nonsense sentence, but it actually works as a sentence. So you might you might do practice that. I don't know. It doesn't make too much. Sally will never eat, or what was it? Eat the bread over Dallas. I know. Make a sentence that makes more sense than mine, hopefully. But even if you did practice with that one, it should look the same in terms of the diagram as mine, even though they're different words, because each of those words fulfills the same, syntactical function. All right. Well, good luck on the test on Monday. All the luck in the world. I know you'll do great. Bye for now.